1 down, 3 to go here as we now get into our second qualifying match here for the Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers. And it will be TY going up against Trust, or some people call him Ty. Is it TY or is it Ty?
It's TY.
Yeah, I don't know why some people call him Ty. I hate it.
Who said Ty?
I can't remember. Some people did.
Because they will be blacklisted from this community forever.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. All right, let's jump in. It's going to be Hope for Growth as our map. And spawning up to the top right-hand corner, it is, of course, TY, our red Terran. And out of the bottom left, we have Trust as our blue Protoss.
TY already got to test himself against Protoss earlier in the tournament. Here he played below and won 2-0, so did well. And all alike, Trust played against Top and won 2-0 himself, so
nice.
They haven't shown too much weakness in it, not losing any map in it so far, but only one of them will qualify for Gyeonggi today.
Yes.
Trust has had actually a pretty tough road. He played Cyan in the round of 32, won 2-0. Has in the round of 16, 2-0. So Trust is playing really well so far in this qualifier.
Out of all the players I think that we have in the top 8, Trust is somebody I'm least familiar with, or can't recall in the back of my mind.
Well, he played for CJ and he's like a pretty good Pro League player, I would say. Yeah, he's kind of like Hush, you know, like a low-profile Protoss, but who's very good in a way.
Hush is generally quiet, and Trust is generally similar. Or
I thought you were gonna say trustworthy and make like a terrible pun. James, come on, you're better than this.
I know I wasn't gonna go that far. Ah, dear me. Anyway, Reaper's on the way for TY. This probe's already spotted everything he needs to see.
He's pretty young, actually. He's 21 years old.
Wow.
And
why are
I
we
believe
so
our
old?
next match, by the way, will be Linok against Salvation. Salvation, I think, is
also young?
19 years old or something. So he's pretty young as well.
Jeez. We're getting old, Todd. We're getting old. I can't believe.
We can't keep up with these pro gamers, can we?
No. I'm getting fat. I'm getting slow. I can't believe. As you're getting older, you're getting less fat. You're getting less slow. I don't know what's going on. You're the Benjamin Button of fitness. Just oh dear.
Well, let's see if Trust can do this year. Would be a tremendous achievement for him. He finished pretty high in the WCS Korea ranking, I think.
Trust,
yeah, he was. Yeah. He was ranked 19th.
That's pretty good, to be honest, considering that career is amazing.
That's pretty insane, actually, if you think about it. He was he tied? Yeah, he was tied with Ragnarok. That's pretty darn close. Like, if you consider that 8 players make it, like, and the difference, actually, no, the difference was quite big.
If you consider the fact that Sue was 18th and Dream was underneath Trust, that's
and
pretty
Vyal
impressive.
as well.
Yeah.
Vyal, Maru, Sulky, like all these guys were under. Luciera qualified yesterday.
Good job, Luciera.
That was a heartbreaking series, actually. A little bit.
The aggression.
Yeah.
The aggression. Crazy. All right, we have Oracle, opener from Trust, on the very edge of this base. Will the Reaper see it is the question. Just going for some harassment at the moment. Really hasn't seen anything. He didn't even see the...
He's going to use Oracle to clean that up. Wow, that's a big win for TY here.
Yeah. He had nothing else back at home to deal with
Not only does he get 2 probes, he forced energy from the Oracle to be used. He revealed the Oracle. Now adepts across the map, though. They're going to cancel, I guess. What?
Oh, he goes in! He's actually going to kill off some of these Marines?
Oh, they won volley. 3 of them, 1 Marine. But,
yeah.
And it's very hard for TY to guess which one is going to be to pick up. So they actually traded a little bit against some of these guys. Quick third base here from Trust, which I'm sure TY is most likely going to be expecting. Yeah, and he gets the Viking as well. It's like a sick reaction.
Oh,
yeah, he's going to snipe that.
That's brutal. That is ownage. And that is army supply. 24 against 5. He's just going to walk across.
Yeah.
Let's go, Cyclone! I want to see the Cyclone actually doing more damage to ground units because it's fantastic to watch. It's like the Tracer.
Cyclones are pretty crazy. Like, I'm surprised we don't see more of them. Like, it feels like they're having a hard time finding their place yet, and Even though in some games they look amazing, they can also look very, very foolish, a unit to have. That's going to force a revelation, actually, to have a Widow Mine there. Oh, Young Burrows just before it can detonate on one of the probes there.
You know Pharah's heroic ability? It's like that. This is crazy. Just killing everything with rockets.
Justice is raining from above, like, consistently.
Yeah, it never ends.
I think, okay, Trust has to reveal the Widow Mine, pick it up with the Phoenix, or maybe he can just shade in. But with the Widow Mine could do a lot of damage.
Widow Mine. Oh, got the Oracle as well, and even did splash damage to the Adepts here. He's going to try and lift up that Cyclone, but that's 2 Cyclones and Marines still raining down havoc.
All right. TY wants to go to Gyeonggi.
Yeah.
This push is sick. He did so much damage already. He's going to get way more probes as well. Even if Trust defends there, he's lost so much.
I did mention it yesterday. The 2 Cyclone, 8 Marine push is actually very strong. Or at least people were theorizing that it's very strong, and look at it go. Nothing survives the Cyclones.
Like, you would think that with Phoenixes as well, like, you could just pick up and win, but I mean, that defense was very, very hard for Trust to pull off, and even though there's a third base for Trust, he lost quite a few probes. He's 36 probes to 47 SCVs, and the third base on location for TY is now completed, so
sick.
Expect to see more barracks going down behind this, and TY's production to basically explode completely.
As time goes on, people get a little bit more used to dealing with these Cyclones, but
right
Phoenix looks bad. God, they've got so much range when they're locked onto air units, because they can only now lock onto air units.
And now the tech, because of this of Trust, is super delayed. He's only now starting Twilight Council in the Forge, getting a War Prism, probably already getting kind of demoralized, and knows that he's playing from behind, so usually you'd want to try and drop some Adepts to kill some SCVs to really come back in this kind of game.
And that is a lot of income going on here for TY now.
Still getting Phoenixes, actually.
He's sending a Warp Prism over to the right-hand side as well to try and drop into that main base.
Overgrowth is another one of those maps where the third base is quite far away from the main base, and usually Terrans, they will focus on dropping the main base and attacking the third base at the same time, so I think that's what encourages Trust to get Phoenixes right now, so they can fly around his main, make sure that he intercepts Medivacs if there were to drop there.
He's not going to send that Marine too far forwards to spot this Warp Prism. So.
And it's resonating glaives, man. We're never going to see charge, are we?
No, sorry, man. Would you recommend it? Is it as you said, you liked the idea of the charge?
I mean, to try, right? It's like Zealots are a little bit faster, so technically they might be able to do okay. It's just that against... I feel like the first time you do it, it's going to be good because the Terran won't expect it and they will take some time to adjust. But if a Terran knows that you're going for that and starts getting a lot of Widow Mines, you're going to get destroyed completely, I think. So I think like for one of the games, it might be nice to mix this in, but then again, like, I mean, I'm not even going to pretend I'm like a tenth as good as Trust. It's just an idea, right? Like,
yeah, I get you. All right, well, Adepts are being loaded into that Warp Prism over on the right-hand side of the map, while we see TY posture for this. Overcharge has been used on the pylon already.
Yeah, he probably wants to force all the overcharges, pull back every time, and then actually engage at some point.
So he's warped in 2 Adepts, whilst 2 are in the Warp Prism as well. So he's going to try and put on some counter-aggression while this is going on, but that's a lot of bio at the moment here.
Oh, the Widow Mines. They will go uncontested, I don't think. Is there any observer? No. Oh, there is one, but he's far away. It's across the map.
Still pushing on against that. Trying
so he can't detect those Widow Mines.
This is going to be bad. He's trying to lift up as many units as possible, but he's losing so much to this. He
the friendly fire on the Medivacs.
Oh, God, that brings back memories. But anyway, that's going to be the base falling down.
Yeah, but the Adepts across the map killed so many SCVs. TY was not looking.
Yeah, they did well for themselves.
They got 7 and 10.
But he's going to lose the entirety of his army. That's TY winning game number 1.
Oof. Not having detection there, that was a big mistake. If he had had an observer, somehow, maybe if the Phoenixes went in, picked up the Widow Mines and stuff, but like the Widow Mine detonation, like blew up all the Phoenixes immediately, and bio-wise, there was just way too much from TY there. So
it was like knock-on effects from that first push, like having to deal with that huge army.
Not a single Terran yesterday in the top 8 in the qualifying matches, not in one of them. Today they are in all qualifying matches, and so far Innovation qualified and TY looked pretty good here in game number 1 against Trust. What do you know, man?
So on that
StarCraft
basis,
is perfectly balanced.
Yeah, man. On that basis, you can say that Terrans only need 1 day to kind of change up everything. Right?
There is always a way to spin something any way you want in StarCraft. That's the beautiful thing about it.
No, exactly. Like yesterday, everyone was like, Terran's dead, Terran's dead. If we get 4 Terrans through today, everyone's going to be like, oh my god, they're so OP.
It took them 1 day, but they figured it out.
Oh, 1 day to figure out the path. I can't believe. That's exactly what I want to see on Reddit, guys. That's just...
Don't encourage them.
Because they will. All right, we're going to be on Echo.
A solid game all around from TY. I really like when Terran busts out something different with that push here with the... Like he was getting the Viking to counter the Oracle, then realized, yeah, I can actually counter-attack with Cyclones as well. And I would say Trust, it was a bit surprising that he threw away so many units at first. Like he traded like a couple of depths for Marines and stuff, but as Protoss, usually you want to preserve your unit counts. What you would want to be trading your units for maybe is SCV. If you can get a lot of them, then it becomes worth it because then you're really far ahead on the worker count. And as long as you can defend the counter-attack, then you're very far ahead in the game, right? But in this case, just trading units for units, not the best of choices. And he got punished for it later on with the counter-attack from TY. He's rocking a pretty cool portrait as well. Sadly, you guys didn't get to see it.
Sorry, fellas. All right,
maybe there's game 3.
It's time, Todd. 2 galaxies collide on Echo, similar to Andromeda and the Milky Way, as we have up to the top left-hand corner. It's going to be TY, and down to the bottom right, it's going to be Trust. That's about to happen in about 3 billion years, so we've got time before the Milky Way and Andromeda collide with one another.
I'm getting some nerd shields.
Was that enough? That was good?
That is overhyped intros.
Is, yeah, thanks, man. Thought I'd bring it. 2 planets just wasn't enough.
All right, if you're a Terran player, take out your notebook right now and note down depot at the ramp, followed by refinery, followed by barracks, because this is what's going to go down here by TY on 16 supply. And man, those Terrans, I have to say, like, as a Protoss player, sometimes it's hard to appreciate how good players of other races are, especially if you don't watch them in first person. I feel like when you watch Zerg, if you observe a game, like, you know, maybe it won't look that impressive a lot of the time, but you watch them first person, you're like, God, these guys are fast.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like I'm like the slowest player on Earth, but I guess it's okay because I play Protoss. But TY and like Beyond and Maru earlier, Innovation, all these guys, I watch them play and I'm like, God, like they are insane. They are so good with everything. The micro and the macro at the same time always is something that I emphasize, and like there is a lot of people that are like, yeah, I mean, they're a pro gamer, of course they can micro and macro at the same time. Yeah, sure they can, but at this level, like it's like I said, it looks like it's deep mind playing over there.
Yeah, it's the level of micro along with the macro, as you're saying, like
we all, like the viewers are StarCraft players as well, so everybody should know how hard it is to get it right. The micro and the macro at the same time. Everybody's been floated minerals, like, you know, like I was Grandmaster many seasons in a row and I floated quite a few minerals in my career as well, but you watch these guys and it's like, how close to perfect does it get, really?
Yeah, indeed.
From their performance.
It's always great to watch. Great to watch our Korean qualifiers here. We just get to see these guys in their basically natural habitat. They're playing from home, or, you know, in the past, like a team house where they're most comfortable playing. So you really see them kind of propelling themselves to fantastic heights. Stargate on the way, and that SCV, he's not gone all the way around just yet, and he's not going to see it. Bit of a shame there for him.
I think, by the way, Innovation, like, you know, qualifying and stuff, like, it's no surprise. Sue also making it far. But, like, in terms of surprises here that we've had, I would say Salvation,
Reaper, sorry.
Making it to the qualifying match in the manner he did. He beat Nice, then he beat True, and then he beat Maru, and he didn't drop a mat to any of them, so that's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
But the biggest surprise might be Ayasonu beating Tails 2-0, Biol 2-0, and then Trap 2-0. Like, what is going on with these guys? Like, they've been putting in some work for sure.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Quick third command center after 2 Hellions there.
Cyclone going down.
TY. This is the kind of build, by the way, that, like, if you kind of get it wrong, if you get unlucky, you just die. Like, if Protoss chooses to be aggressive. But behind this, I really love that he's getting a Widowmine plus a Cyclone, knowing that if it's a Stargate and he doesn't get those, he could lose a lot of SCVs instantly. So this Hellions going to try to go past.
A lot of damage from the Adept already, though. They're separating himself up with the 2 Hellions as well, looking for some damage.
Oh, 2 hit points on the one at natural.
Yeah, it's going to die off pretty soon. Although a probe could just go poke it. Adept, kill it! This one got picked up. Nicely done by the Phoenix. This one gets out. I don't think that Shade catches up. No.
Yeah, so that actually didn't do much.
No.
If it had been me, like these aliens,
They kill
would have had a
everything.
field day. And let's see, the Widow Mine is set up in the natural as he leaves the Cyclone in the main. Solid all around here from TY. Gets an eBay, double barracks as well.
On lockdown is Mr. TY at the moment. Might want to go over to his third base pretty soon, seeing that Trust is getting his rapidly on location. Of course, you have to as a Protoss. Lol.
Yeah, it's a very smooth build here by Trust. Third Nexus, then he has 2 more gates to make sure he goes up to 3 fast enough. And he spreads out his units nicely as well. Like it's like 2 Adepts and Mothership Core in the natural, Phoenixes in the main, so that even if Widow Mines are dropped and he has no detection, he can make sure he defends either with the overcharge or the pickup from the Phoenixes, that he won't start losing probes non-stop and have burrowed Widow Mines in his mineral lines.
Hellion heading across and we'll get some information, although the Phoenix fanning themselves out. If you picked that up and denied it, perfect. Very nicely done here by Trust, knowing that that could be a potential spot. And behind this though, TY is still going on about his merry way. He hasn't really been deterred in his base. He's a little bit supply bulk there for a moment, but sorts that out nice and quick.
I wonder what the transition will be here of Trust, even though like so far he showed that he really likes to go into Blink. So, charge. One day, man.
You wish. Hopefully.
He got wrecked first game. Come on, try something.
Yeah, try something
Nice
different.
harassment actually with Phoenixes. You're getting some few snipes.
He picked up.
A mule that was about to explode.
Yeah. Oh dear. Oh well.
One of the rare times it's not worth it. Oh!
No lock on. Oh well. Resonating glaives with +1. So Adept City.
Yeah, big gateway explosion as well here, which is normal when you go up to 3 bases like this. You saturate them properly. That Arthos is spinal makes me a little bit worried though.
Yeah, the one that's furthest away is it could easily be sniped if any location there is breached, but the idea for Trust is that that location doesn't get breached at all. So let's see now as TY has himself out some medevacs, can start doing the good old harassment, but it's difficult when you're going up against a 4 Phoenix opener.
Yeah. When you're gonna go like this for many adepts, you need to get the attack upgrades because they become so much better. In particular against SCVs, they 2-shot them instead of 3. So if he wants to get a War Prism and starts working on some of these SCVs, it would be useful to have that. And he keeps on getting Phoenixes and adds Immortal as well to this. So a very adept-heavy composition reinforced by Phoenixes and Immortals is what it looks like is going to be the composition from Trust for now. Usually you'd want to get a couple sentries as well for Guardian Shield, very important. Yeah. He only has 1, so I guess you better hope that the Terran doesn't go full Bjorn and clicks on that one, because Bjorn always prioritizes the sentry and make sure there is no Guardian Shield.
Yeah. TY taking this a little bit slower than the previous game, realizing and giving a lot of credit to Trust really and how he's set up, how he was able to deal with the initial pokes.
Yeah, TY looks like he's worried about some kind of big push headed his way. And I think he realized that a Protoss who takes a third base this quick can be very dangerous with any sort of attack, with a lot of gateways and usually Adepts in particular. The fact that he's going Widow Mines, by the way, is really cool because they do well against almost everything in that position. But we have the second Robo and the Robo Bay here from Trust, who wants to, I'm guessing, go into Colossus because he's adding Blink here behind this.
Whoa. Cyclone! Run away! And he gets lock on, and he'll try and get a few SCVs here for his troubles. Will that fall? No, the Cyclone does not follow it forwards. There's this army to the right-hand side now, looking to pose a threat to the 4th base.
Yeah, I don't think this base is savable here.
No, doesn't look like it. He's going to try and shade on up. If he does...
Against the Widow Mines.
Yeah.
Oh!
Some
big detonations. He actually should have shaded in, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I mean, there were medivacs. Like, you would have gotten up close to these. I mean, ideally, you want to fight with Guardian Shield and all that. So I guess it's probably okay that he saves all of that, especially when you have double Colossus production and Blink Stalker on the way. That 4th base, though, very important. That he might restart it elsewhere at 6 o'clock.
Phoenix were looking for any kind of movement forwards there on towards the 3rd base, didn't find it. Scan goes down, revealing the army location. So TY knows he's
He doesn't spot the Colossus, though.
Did he not spot them?
No, they're about to come out. And yeah, as the scan ends.
Thermal Lance on the way.
That's
too.
a very big bit of information. Even though, like, if you get Liberators and Advanced Ballistics and you're in a lot of Liberators, you're okay even against Colossus.
Yeah, and the second starport's going down as well.
Yeah.
With a tech lab.
Yeah, that's for researching Advanced Ballistics.
For sure.
With the Fusion Core. Actually, it's going to line up very nicely with when Fusion Core finishes.
Trying to get his fourth base up and running against Trust. There's a Widow Mine positioned on the other side, but that's a lot of Widow Mines in middle with that Sensor Tower, so...
Yeah, countering a lot of Liberators without Tempest is very difficult, especially when they have Advanced Ballistics. We saw Gyeonggi earlier against Patience on Vanny being very successful here with this style, where you get up to usually around 10-ish Liberators. You set up the attack, and then your bio is just so safe with those Liberators covering on the ground that you're going to be able to do well. But this is a game here where Protoss is keeping up very nicely in supply with the Terran. He's got Phoenixes to get rid of Liberators, and now he's going to start on whopping in a lot of Stalkers. So, and also, like, the Colossus count is going to get high very soon because he's got a 5th and 6th on the way. So, army-wise, this army of Trust actually looks all right. And it's so funny, he still has, like, the 1 sentry, he added 1 more.
Setting up the Liberation Zones, and it's not going to be easy for the Protoss to breach. He does have pylons on the right-hand side, not only for spotting, but also to reinforce from. It'll take a little while to actually warp in there, so wouldn't mind even a warp prism with this. And he is building one right now. Could even use that 4 drops. Look at the amount of adepts on the left-hand side. Been spotted by a Marine. Good stuff.
TY needs to start his upgrades, by the way. He's on 1-1 against a Protoss who's halfway through. Actually, the +2 attack already finished, and now he's got +2 armor on the way. And those adepts on the left. Oh, he's going to step actually into the Sensor Tower vision with the adepts on the left.
Oh, so he knows it's coming, but at the same time, I think he's quite confident about the size of his army on the right-hand side, although...
they have so little vision. Will they transfer through? If so, they're going to die very quick. Yeah, and he does.
Oh, okay, so
the ones in the natural, they will do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, getting quite a few workers there as well, and it looks like this Liberation Zone is going to move up against these Colossi. Trust does pull them back. Very, very good stuff, and also shading forwards into the main base, but there's not really too much there to kill. Just a few SCVs here and there.
Yeah, that's that. These are important.
Yeah.
That's more barracks added on now. I think TY might just choose not to remake that many SCVs and just like max out on a huge army instead.
He almost has Storm. He can kill off that bio very quickly if it's not careful for TY.
It's a bit worrying. I think there is no Ghost Academy. So playing without Ghost here is going to make winning these fights difficult, even though there is not many Templars left yet. I mean, it's 4 of them and they just got Storm, so most likely they won't have much energy.
Yeah, you're right. No Ghost Academy.
He's got a couple Storms though. He's got 4 like in total.
Yeah.
And I think he's gonna go for it. Actually, Trust.
Taking this fight through the Liberation Zones there for a moment.
Oh, okay, that was bad.
Yeah.
Tried to pull back with just 1 High Templar in the Liberation Zone that got sniped, obviously.
120 army supply at the moment now. Against all of that, he picks up 3 medevacs worth of units and is going to try and go on around. And there's not any... There's 1 adept down there to actually spot out. If these medevacs fly across the 1 adept that's there...
Where's the observer? Oh, it's there. Okay. Where there's 4 Widow Mines that he demines. Nicely done.
Oh, he barely got a glimpse of that medevac on the left-hand side there against that. I don't think he saw it.
These are all the medivacs of TY, and he's teamed quite a bit his army here.
You gotta run away from that army.
He needs medivacs to heal everything.
Here comes the drop, trying to do some damage here. Photon overcharges on the pylons, trying to keep this away, but he's gonna do a bit of damage itself with the Widow Mines there in tow. That's probably gonna force Trust to actually go for an engagement at the front, and yes he is. Blinks forward, looking for Liberators, tries to focus them down as quickly as possible here. The Phoenix is tanking the Liberator shots in that aren't sieged up, and that is gonna be the Colossi ripping through the rest of this on the ground.
The Observer died. So there's actually 1 Widow Mine left over there. It's not that much. That Planetary Fortress is going to be targeted down by the Colossus that are staying outside of the range. Even those Widow Mines there, so he's remaking an Observer right now.
TY just having to leave there. He's going to scan these other bases and see the progression of his opponent.
He might just tap out here.
Yeah, there's not much he can do. Not only is that base very healthy and flourished at the moment, but also there's another base up to the top right for Trust.
Trust masterful in this game here, played very solid.
Stable.
Straight into Colossus, then High Templars. Every transition was there, the double forge. I love the way he did it too. He opened with 1 forge, then added on another one later instead of going straight into double forge. So he had more units at first to deal with the Terran army.
TY is going to try and make a few moves. It might be difficult though to really claw himself back into this with just these few units alone. As Trust really commanding position. It makes me wonder if TY is just going to open in an aggressive fashion in the next game, because Trust looks pretty solid on this map, at least. And there is no Mothership Core here to
the two
defend this.
robos are super exposed. There's nothing nearby. If he sniped that pylon, actually, that would even cancel the warp in.
He's going to get that, but it's a bit too late for to cancel and warp in. And he's dropping some more units here.
Oh, the dead mine. Oh! Lots of damage.
Got one robo. Trying to keep himself in it. There's not that many units here, though, to stave off this kind of Colossus attack.
I mean, it's nice to get a few snipes here and there, but like the bases that you want to be attacking and doing damage to are the new bases of Protoss on the top right. And actually, I think the orbital from the main base here from TY flew to that fourth base to try and retake it, but then he realized, well, my opponent has a big army, he probably wants to fight, I should pull back.
Yeah. He's going to lose a lot of that whilst repositioning over here. To try and bring down those rocks, the Liberation Zones, though, from the Liberators. Setting up and getting good to go. Is he getting away? Phoenix are going to chase you with those last remaining medevacs that do stay alive. Protoss Death Ball in its full force up at the front.
Oh, the Phoenixes are chasing the medevacs. They're going to kill everything.
Get him. And he's actually backing off with his army as Trust. He's really taking this patiently now.
Yeah, it doesn't have to attack. I mean, there is no ghost on the way. Those High Templars, they build up an energy as well. If you can land some big storms, he's stepping inside of the Liberation Zone, and there's a lot of Liberators, though.
Just standing there by the looks of things.
Does he have enough?
How many Stalkers does he have left? Oh, yeah, it's enough with the storms as well. There you go, GG.
Wow.
Trust ties it up.
Trust, masterful here in this game. Really as close to perfect mix as it gets, where when you open for a lot of adepts like this, you find yourself super safe against smaller amount of armies, but then the more army your opponent gets, the more you need AoE, so that's why you go straight into double Colossus production.
Yep.
What do you need to cover them? Blink Stalkers. And then later on, when you know that you're going to need something more than just Colossus, he had Storm perfectly and manages the game very well by being aggressive. That one adept counter-attack, though, was pretty huge, I think, because he started weakening the economy of the Terran very nicely, and then from there just defended the drop. Like, if you're gonna drop the natural base of Protoss, you should expect Mothership Core to be nearby, and that defended very nicely against the counter drop from TY, who I'm sure wanted to do more damage with that.
All right, I think we are looking for an invite into the next game as well, and there we go, we have it. So it's game number 3 between these two now, and then after this we still have a guaranteed 2 more series to come. I can't remember who they are, actually.
It is Linok against Salvation and Bunny against Asunu. So
Yes.
2 TVZ.
Sonu could be our first non-Korean through to the tournament.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That would be very cool. It would really show how much Ayasonu has focused so much on his game right now, considering the lineups are absolutely stacked.
Chinese players are really good and underrated at times. Like, they don't come out too often to like these tournaments, but when they do, there's been a lot of time where it feels like they disappointed a little bit. So it's very easy to count them out. But you know, once upon a time, Jim, a Chinese player, was regarded as one of the best non-Korean players.
Yep.
Was definitely very high up there in the top 5. Kind of fell off since then, but they've always had like a strong bunch of players. Shigua, Maxed, remember all these guys?
Tutming as well.
XY.
Yeah. XY was like the only Terran of the region, right?
For the most part, yeah. I think they have time also. That's really good.
Yeah. All right, Daybreak. It looks like they're saying go, go, and then they say go,
Daybreak
go
actually
again.
made it.
Good to go.
I guess it's PVT. If there had been a Zerg, probably would have been vetoed.
Mm.
In Protoss vs Terran, this was already played way back when, quite a bit. And it's another one of those maps where the third base feels like it's kind of far away from the main, so you'd want to attack towards the third and drop the main at the same time.
Yeah. I think TY doesn't let Trust go further into this game, though. I think he tries to kill him a bit earlier. Because Trust looked good. I mean, the third base is a little harder to defend on this map compared, but
yeah, I think
the spread.
I mean, TY in that previous game, if he had just been able to breathe a little bit more and get more liberators, he might have been able to win those fights. But Trust did a very good job of staying outside of the liberation zone, never taking a really bad engagement.
Yeah, yeah.
And then counter-attacking with adepts. Like a lot of Protosses, they would just lose patience, kind of go for these fights. I think TY should have prioritized dropping those bases, though, where there was like a lot of probes available for picking off.
Well, let's get into it then. Game number 3, as we have spawning to the bottom left, it is TY in the red. Up to the right, it's Trust in the blue. So, let's see. On Daybreak. And yes, it is 2016. Yes, this is Daybreak. We haven't seen it.
Yes, Galice is casting StarCraft.
Yeah, it's weird. What a time. Oh, we made this joke yesterday as well, but it's never going to get old. Alright.
Are you back for good?
I don't know.
Are you going to leave us against first opportunity?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. That's a weird situation to be, isn't it? Are you back for good to do something? Not sure, really. Don't have a clue. Really depends on what's coming along. Because I like casting video games. It's fun. A multitude of video games.
All sorts of video games, yeah.
Yeah, I've been a busy boy this year. A busy boy.
How many different games you cast? Like 6?
This year or overall?
Yeah, this year.
This year it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Five main titles, I suppose. If you include StarCraft. I did a little bit at the beginning, didn't I? I think I did Leipzig. On a whim, randomly. I'm on a train. It's like, hey, do you want to cast? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Hosted Shanghai. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
I can't think of 6. I don't want to name them, but
no. What was your? What's the problem with naming them? It's fine.
yeah, you did StarCraft Heroes.
Yeah.
You did a mobile game.
Yeah. A mobile game.
You did an MMO.
Yes.
You did another game, individual game at Gamescom.
Yes.
And I was just thinking of one more, but I forgot. No.
What's the 6th?
You threw me off.
I'm sorry. I think you're making it up. I don't think there is a 6th.
No, you cast everything.
I cast everything. I like casting. It's fun. I'm an all-round gamer, and I have a million games to play right now because I just bought my PlayStation 4. I'm finally going to get Bloodborne. Oh, Bloodborne. Whoa. Anyway.
I don't know what this garbage game is, but it's isn't StarCraft, so why don't you shut up and
Maynard,
focus on this game?
Maynard, if you're out there, he called Bloodborne garbage. Just saying. Anyway.
Yeah, Maynard, he's on board with me, man. StarCraft.
No, he's not.
That's what it's about.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He will defend me.
Maynard watches every StarCraft broadcast and game there is.
Yeah, fair.
He has his priorities straight.
But he still loves Bloodborne.
Stargate in the back of his base here for Trust. Might be spotted in a second by TY, who's, yeah, I mean, he's going to have some fun with the Reaper here once again, even get out.
Went a bit crazy. He actually went for the SCV on towards the bunker. Sorry, it's an engineering bay, not a bunker. Why is there an engineer?
To block the mining.
Yeah, okay, cool. And that's nice. And
actually not an Oracle. It's going to be Phoenixes once again from Trust. I mean, he was successful last game with this kind of build.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a map here, Daybreak, where it's as easy to secure 3 bases and kind of, you know, properly turtle with them as Echo was.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right, I think. Especially if you have like some vision around the map. The Phoenixes will give you a lot of map control. You can kind of like catch some medivacs and chase them if they aren't overextends.
Yeah. All that dead space for the air to kill them off. Be nice. Cyclone on the way for TY. Think he might want to get aggressive with it. Let's see. He's already getting his medevac out, so it's very clear at this point that he does want to be a bit more bold about his movements forwards. This probe, is he going for a 3rd base already?
Yeah.
He might take some damage.
That's a really good build. Like when you open Stargates, it's always been the trend, but usually people did it with Oracles before, where you don't take the gases on your natural, you start the 3rd Nexus, and that's exactly what Trust did last game. It feels like he wants to repeat that. Back then, he added 2 more gates shortly after, just to make sure that his production could keep up with TY's. And then from there, you can go into Forge, Twilight Council, add a Robo later, do another big gateway explosion. Yeah, there are the 2 extra gates at first, and then now maybe like the gases on his natural is what he's going to want to add to have enough.
Find himself the Reaper, and now it's time for the double Cyclone and Viking actually moving out with this as well, with those 8 Marines. So the Phoenix can have to be very well controlled.
Yeah, this is the same push as we saw the first game.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's no SCVs here with this.
We don't mind with it as well. Phoenix haven't spotted it yet.
Oh, the Phoenixes are trying to catch something. but that means they won't be across the map ready to pick up these units, and the Widowmine in particular is very dangerous. Mothership Core is in the main.
Uh-oh.
Trust is going to be caught with his pens down here, completely off guard.
Lands the Viking knowing that those
Oh,
Phoenix
the
would just come back
Stalker
and
got
kill
blown
it.
up, trying to come back from behind.
Oh, he's going to lose so much. And there's no potential for that photon overcharge, as you're mentioning. Oh, Widowmine!
Yeah,
oh.
he has no detection either. And Mothership Core, I think he's going to die with a lot of energy there in a second if he targets that.
It might even have been worth just lifting up that Viking while the Phoenix were away and just sniping down that Mothership Core. But for now, he's going to take this fight. He's going to lose a lot of workers. 19 have died off.
That Widowmine is reloading. Cyclones are going to come in. Those get picked up, but...
Oh, the Marines are still killing things.
Yeah.
Widowmine.
19 probes have been sniped. So it's now 10 worker lead here for TY, who's made a third base on location.
The damage. Oh my god.
And there's no detection in sight. I guess he's going to get a cannon most likely to see that Widowmine, but it could be moved to a location where a cannon can shoot. So he needs to keep the Phoenixes around, but I don't think they even have a pickup. Okay, no, they do now.
In terms from game 1 to 2 to 3, TY was just like, well, why fix what isn't broken from game number 1, and does so much with that first push. And
Widowmine.
It's reloaded once again.
Oh, pickup. Yeah,
that was ambitious.
If you wanted to do that, he could have done it earlier, because there wasn't energy for a little bit on one of those Phoenixes.
Oh well. Limited vision when burrowed, unfortunately, for Widowmine.
He's actually going for Blink, as opposed to previous game where we went for Resonating Glaives. I'm not sure if that's a mistake here. Like, I mean, he meant to go for that, I think, but I feel like it might not be the best of choices.
No more lifts on these Phoenix. Have to get out of there. All right. Well, let's see if TY just kind of follows up his previous push as he did last time. But, admittedly, Trust with that third Nexus compared to his first game where he took damage from that is in a better shape than he was in game number 1. He's caught up on the workers. And he's doing all right in terms of army.
The magic of Chrono Boost.
Yeah, it's fast. Lickety-split.
There's actually no turret in natural. Is that Oracle that top left flew in there? A lot of SCVs would die, Carlisle.
A lot of SCVs.
And probably a lot of kittens as well around the world.
Oh. That's fine. I'm allergic, as I said before. It's fine. Well, and pushing them away in the middle. It's okay. Bye-bye, Phoenix. See this Oracle trying to come in, but the missile turret instead was there. It's okay. Stalkers, what are you going to do? He just needs a lot of Stalkers. He's got Blink. He's going to need a lot of Stalkers. Yeah.
What is he going to be then? Straight into Colossus?
Maybe.
I quite like that last game. Trust went for the Adepts first, because that makes you really safe against ground, and then you have Phoenixes covering the air. I guess it's kind of equal anyway. +7 gates, by the way. That's a massive amount here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Might be planning, I don't know, for an attack maybe? Because he's got a couple sentries. Or just wants to, I guess, use Guardian Shield. Let's see. We'll see what Trust starts here behind this. Whether it's Resonating Glaives. Okay, so he's going to do the transition into Adepts now.
I have a lot of Stalkers to reinforce this and just try and keep TY on his side of the map. He's already positioned himself. As TY tries to take a 4th base. Phoenix looking forward.
You don't want to get this close to Widowmines.
Oh, those force fields! Seals them in. Needs to pick some of these up with the Medivacs. We'll get them out for the moment. Great wall of force fields.
Yeah. Trading a lot of units there. Revelation is going to be used on these units. The Widowmine actually being targeted. Viking has to pull back. And only Blink is being forced by Trust, who's on so many gateways.
Yeah. Down the supply a little bit, but the gateway units just keep on coming. As long as that Warp Prism stays alive at the back, these Stalkers can get some good trades going on. Not
He's on 10 gates. He can just reinforce 10 Stalkers by 10 and keep on pressing forward here. Take out those Widowmines. The Oracle didn't catch all of them, though. There's 2 above that are not revealed right now. I guess he can dodge these shots with Blink backs and keep on attacking. And if there's Guardian Shield, Trust might be able to end this here.
Oh, but not dodging that one. He's got to be careful about that. Doesn't realize it's still there. They're still there. Oh, Blink back.
Wow. I think Oracle almost has a revelation. He uses that. TY, you might want to pull back behind your turret, or I don't know, like even up the ramp towards the main. Scans.
Really wants to keep hold of this position, it seems. Difficult though. He is running out of energy slowly on these Medivacs.
Yeah, there's just so many Stalkers. Remember, they're being warped in 10 by 10 and they're straight into the fight.
Yeah, this is very, very difficult for TY to actually deal with here. And slowly, those supply gaps are being evened up here. Army supplies dead even. It's just a few more workers in this. TY forced to retreat from his 4th base. That is some great breaking there from Trust.
Yeah, he realized very late what was happening here and how much Trust was committing here to this attack. Some force field still available, plus Guardian Shield is so important again.
Lifts his command center, realizing he needs more room here against those force fields that are going down, and he tries to bring them forward the SCVs as well, but he lost a lot of them. The Bio's going to try and push this back, but constantly bringing in those Stalkers to reinforce. More force fields go down.
So many SCVs are dying here, by the way, in this, which is very important, because Trust, in the meantime, is taking a 4th base, and his economy is safe and sound at home.
He might just be dead. There's no more energy on these medevacs at all. He has to now abandon the 2nd location. He has double the amount of command centers that are currently mining, and that's not a good position when you're in 2 base. This is going to be very difficult for TY to break out of. Terrans, one advancing forwards, but one on the ropes here right now as TY tries to create himself a wall almost.
Yeah, and Trust's economy behind this is so much greater at this point. 63 walkers to 51. He's still on those 10 gates. He's upgrading out of 1 forge. So he can just... He's already got enough Stalkers, I think. If he just makes adepts from there, he might be able to break through.
Yeah.
And that was a disgusting build, man.
A lot of the adepts in the back of this army aren't really firing for Trust, but...
Yeah, he needs to shade them through, but I think there is no rush for Trust. He's mining way more, he knows it, he can just reinforce with the prism.
Yeah, zoning it as well. Here come the SCVs. Once again, TY knows is in a lot of trouble, warping in as quickly as possible. That warp prism is not going to get brought down here by the Bio Force, as that time warp slowing down a lot of this as well. All he needs to do is blink back. Some of the adepts now making their way forwards into this army, and they will even blink forwards, will the Stalkers. That's a lot of Marauders, though, as I don't know if he wants to break him just yet. Can't really do it, but Trust has taken a massive supply lead. 28 workers died in that exchange.
Yeah, and I love that he's pulling back behind this. He realizes that he just killed a lot of SCVs. He might be overextending a little bit. He regrouped with the prism, reinforces, and he's got way too much. I think TY's supply is plummeting.
Yeah, the adepts moving forwards once again here. A few Widow Mines on the left-hand side will kill some of those adepts off, but I don't know if the Bio really has much life left in it. There's no energy on these medevacs. Stalkers are going to start focusing down the rest of this force, and he's not even warping in at this point. He could get a few more warp-ins, and then from that point on, there is nothing left here for TY.
Yeah, an Observer rejoins this as well to get rid of those Widow Mines. And TY down to his last few forces. I think Trust has done it.
It's going to bring it down. It's going to bring it down. Trust is going to blink on valiantly and defeat TY. GG. That is game. Trust advances on and qualifies for the Intel Extreme Masters.
Feels bad, man. Poor TY. At the last echelon here, the last step of this qualifier, loses to a Protoss with what kind of looked like an old-school game on Daybreak, to be honest. Force fields landing on the 3rd base and then a lot of Blink Stalkers. Like, what is this? What year is this? But it works. And Trust, he very smartly went for one of the few things here that could work out very well for him after taking some initial damage against the attack of TY.
Yeah, very well done. Congratulations to Trust for qualifying as our 2nd member for today. We now have 2 more series to come. Did Maynard tweet about it?
Yeah.
You bet I'm watching. Oh, he didn't even tweet about Bloodborne, that guy. All right, that's fine. Anyway, we are going to go to a break, and when we are back, we have 2 more series for you here from the Intel Extreme Masters qualifiers. Don't go anywhere.